Welcome in, everybody. Seth Floyd Show coming at you with a quick prediction video. Thursday night football, you have the Commanders at the Eagles. Eagles 3.5-point favorites at home. And who would have thought at the beginning of the year that this would be a meaningful game? That this would actually be one of the best Thursday night games, at least Thursday night matchups you're going to get. We'll see if the game is that good, which I think it will be. Never in a million years would I have said, yeah, this is going to be huge. This could be who the winner of it takes control of the division. Never would have said that. But it shows just the premium and the power of having a good quarterback. Having the right quarterback completely changes your franchise. It just shows if you're one of these bad teams, you're one quarterback away from all of a sudden, like, I'm not going to say you're a Super Bowl contender, but being relevant again, being in the playoff mix, potentially going to the playoffs. If you're the Commanders, potentially hosting a playoff game. It's one good thing about football. It's great. Quarterback sets the floor, and look at what the Commanders are doing. Now, the first thing I want to say about these two teams is they are both legitimate playoff contenders. They are not fraudulent. When I say playoff contenders, I mean I could see both of these teams winning a playoff game, potentially two. I do not take either one of them very serious to win the Super Bowl or really even go to the Super Bowl. Again, that has the Lions written all over it. Unless the Texans made the Lions look bad for a portion of that game. Maybe the Lions were just shooting themselves in their own foot. Whatever it was, they obviously can be beat, but there's no team that matches them toe for toe, punch for punch. And as long as the Lions don't play how they did on Sunday in the playoffs, like they're going to the Super Bowl. That's just my take. But I think both Commanders, Eagles have potential to win a playoff game and make things interesting. I think that the Eagles seem to have really turned it around and found their groove. Now, they weren't bad, but after getting kind of embarrassed by Tampa Bay in week 4, week 5? They got kind of embarrassed by Tampa Bay, never looked close. I had for sure written them off. I didn't even think they were a playoff team. And they have kind of righted the ship for what it's worth. They're leaning on Saquon more. You've got Jalen Hurts, who is throwing the ball better, protecting the ball better than he was last year, at least. And it looks like they're kind of finding their groove. I think Philly is probably a better team than Washington. That feels disgusting to say, but I'm going to say it, okay? Washington, okay, very lucky to be at 7-3. Okay, Philly 7-2, Washington 7-3. They should have lost that Bears game. They've played two really tough games against the Giants. Like, I don't know. That's tough. They dominated the Cardinals. That's their best win. Dominated the Cardinals in week 3. Was it week 3? Early in the season. Obviously, Arizona's playing better now than they were then, but they still get credit for a really dominant win. Blew them out by 20, 30 points, something like that. But Philly for sure has the better wins. Okay, I'm thinking beating Green Bay week 1 was a big one. And whatever. My point is, I'm leaning Philly in this game, okay? A huge part of that is Thursday night football at home. It always favors the home team. Not saying the home team wins every time, but you automatically get this huge advantage because it's a short week anyway. If you're the road team and have to travel, it's just a pain. In a short week already, it's such a pain. Philly's offense and Washington's offense, okay? Philly's offense, their DVOA is 14. Not amazing, okay? Jalen Hurts, he's got 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Okay, it's good. Only 5 interceptions is pretty good. It's on pace for about 10 this year. 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. That's what he did last year. He's 19th in yards, 1,976 yards. Okay, like nothing great to write home about. He's got, I don't know how many rushing touchdowns he has. He has a handful, though, because of the tush push. But they have Saquon Barkley, which clearly, like, opens up and adds another element to this offense. Their defensive DVOA, higher than I thought it was going to be, 7. I feel like Philly has fixed their defense at least better than what it was earlier in the year, thinking about that Tampa game and even the Green Bay game. They have righted that area of their team. Okay, they just kind of need the offense to catch up a little bit. Now, Washington, on the other hand, Washington DVOA, number 2 overall on offense, but here's where it gets bad. Their defensive DVOA is at 25th. Okay, I think that is going to be the issue Thursday night. I think they're just going to lean heavily on Saquon Barkley. I think on a Thursday night game, things can get weird. The game plan should be, and Kellen Moore is figuring this out, lean on Saquon, and on a Thursday night where things can get weird, teams aren't as prepared, just call high percentage throws and just try to gut out a win. Okay, don't tell Jalen we're not putting the ball in harm's way. We are going to take the layups, the easy plays. Okay, we should be able to do that against this defense. Okay, that's what I think. Now, Jane Daniels, as I've already mentioned, he's having a great year. Okay, he's got 9 touchdowns. Okay, only 2 interceptions. He's 12th in yards. Okay, 2,147 yards. He's 12th right now. Very good. He feels like a lock to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think I just have a hard time getting that Bears game out of my head. Okay, should have lost. To their credit, they won. They won. But without a miracle play at the end of the game, they lose to a Bears team that looks horrendous. Okay, they were the most fraudulent 4-2 team you've ever seen. They had some terrible wins. A win against the Titans where Will Levis just handed them the ball. I don't even remember who some of these other wins were, but bad teams. Like off the top of my head, I can't remember. I just remember thinking like, oh, they haven't beaten anybody. I think like Carolina. I can't remember. But it just, so anyway, Washington really, in a fair world where they don't have a miracle Hail Mary in the last play of the game, you lose to Chicago at home and you are 6-4 right now. Okay, so whatever. They lost a tough game to Pittsburgh last week. They could have had it. They lost the Ravens, played them tough, but lost the Ravens. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game. I think that you are going to get a tight game, but because Philly's at home, I'm going to lean with Philly. I hope I'm wrong. Okay, I do not like Philadelphia. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not in my 49er stuff right now. I'm repping Boise State. Go Ashton Genty, Heisman. But I'm a 49er fan, and I don't like Philly, but I just feel like they are clicking better and they get to play at home. My official score is Philly 27, Commanders 24. So Commanders will cover, okay, cover the spread, but I think Philly gets it done on Thursday Night Football. That's what I got. Okay. Thank you for joining. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tune in. That's a really good game Thursday night, as good as it gets. It's better than some of the stuff we've seen in recent weeks. So let's enjoy it. I'm out.